Good morning and welcome to Fat Cow Farm. Now today I've got some really sad news. I came up here yesterday to check the flow hive here, and I thought to myself, geez, it's very quiet. What is going on? And I started pulling the hive apart, and then when I started looking at the honeycomb, and I'll show you now, these poor guys had been starving. Now, what I think has happened is that we were waiting for the flowers to come through onto the gums. We saw a few, but obviously not enough because we've had such a wet summer. I think all the flowers have sort of been knocked out by all the rain. And it had been probably about 2 weeks since I've had a look inside the hive. And I'll show you what has happened. Just as an example, they've eaten all the honey. Totally empty. All right, so what I've got left is I've got 4 frames left through here, which are still active. So we sort of went into like a emergency response mode, bit of international rescue, and I filled up this little dish in front here full of a sugar syrup, and we've been using 1:1, so white sugar to 1 cup of water dissolved and put in. Now I did this yesterday afternoon, and I've come up this morning just to have another look, and it's totally empty. So what's happened now is that we're sort of going back to our original process where we introduced from the nucleus into the flow hive. So we're still looking at around about those 4 frames. Now, over the next few days now, it's going to be very important that we come back up every day to give these guys exactly what they need until our acacias or wattles start blooming, where they can start kicking in their natural instincts. So we've got the process at the moment is to get these guys alive until those flowering blossoms come through. So anyway, I was looking online yesterday about some feeders, which what I'll do is I'll order some feeders in between. But what I did notice was the way that the flow hive is set up, there's a large hole here. Now what they're saying is that you get yourself a little jar like so and make your syrup, oh geez, make your syrup up and punch, I'm not sure if you can see that there, but punch like 1,000 holes into the lid. Now this is going to sit over that hole like so, so the jar will sit upside down like that there, and then that's something that we'll have to replace every day, really until we get the bee feeders sort of sugar syrup dispenser organized. So I thought that what I'll do is I'll share with you our error that we had made with our beehive, because we were going so well, and in the space of 2 to 3 weeks, bang, it's all over. So I'm really quite sad about what's actually happened here, and I feel so guilty. But look, I suppose this is life, and we're only learning now as a part of looking after bees and things like that. So here we go. This is, you know, a very harsh lesson that's happened to us, and I'm hoping that you guys can get something out of this, so you're not in the same position. So what I'll quickly do is just rebuild the hive just ever so quickly here, and I'll get And I'll get these guys all sorted out. Now I've tested this, and you get the few little drops coming through until it starts solidifying on that lid. And I'm just going to sit that in there like so. Now I hadn't measured this, so I'm hoping that the flow hive roof is steep enough. And I'll just move this little guy. Come on. There we go. That this all sits nice and well. Oh, I can just feel it. But what I'll do is I'll put a strap down now, and I don't think it will take too long for the bees internally to come up through that space where I've taken out the ventilation plug, and they can start drinking internally and sort of not waste too much energy flying backwards and forwards like what I've set up here. And like I said, that was a sort of more of a reactive process, that I filled that up full of the sugar syrup. I put a heap of sticks and everything in there so that they wouldn't drown. And I'm looking this morning and they all look, there's none sort of around on the outside, none of them have died. But certainly what I can see is that they were super hungry, super hungry. Like I said, I'm absolutely shattered that this has happened. I've already taken the super off, so that we're just going back to the brood box now, and I'll leave this now coming through for winter so that they can start building up their colony again, and then come summer, hopefully we're back on track. So until then, like and subscribe. I know it's a sad one, but like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.